Hey, everybody. My name is Danielle, and this is Chatter Out Loud. Thank you so much for joining me. Your presence is very much appreciated. So, welcome or welcome back. Today, I'm going to chat about Hallmark's Countdown to Christmas new original movie, My Southern Family Christmas. All right. Do you hear that? Do you hear it? What is it that you hear? No background music. I really I had someone comment and they were very gracious and they provided feedback on my background music that I usually play. It was usually low but I could see, I don't know. I'm not sure when I first started to put it or add it to my reviews was during my time when I was reviewing Big Brother. And I don't know, it just sounded good. I mean, but like I said, I wasn't wedded to it. And someone commented on it, and it kind of just gave me permission to just let it go. And so that's what I did. So, no background music. So let's get into My Southern Family Christmas. It premiered on Thursday, November 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Hallmark Channel, and it stars Jaicy Elliot, Ryan Rottman, Moira Kelly, and Bruce Campbell. And the synopsis is as follows. When invited to cover a Pierre Noel Christmas celebration in Louisiana, Campbell, a journalist, meets her estranged father and his new family for the first time. I prematurely thought this would be reminiscent of last week's movie, the My Long Lost Christmas movie, and I'm glad I was wrong, very wrong. It was its own story, and this one, My Southern Family Christmas, was told pretty well. I imagine the plot of the movie is complicated in real life, and I think it's always risky when you're entering into a relationship pretending to be someone else or withholding your identity. I didn't feel the approach that Campbell took was the most honest approach. And maybe it was out of fear and, she panicked. But there's always that possibility of it going wrong when you're just withholding information like that. And when you're leading into this with half truths, aka a lie, right? I don't know. I mean, just think about this. Everett's wife knew who Campbell was. Campbell knew who Everett was, her biological father, and Everett didn't know anything, right? Both of them withheld that information, and he's talking with her, and he's a proud dad and family oriented. Yet he left Campbell behind. That's a part of his history and his past that he wrestles with throughout the movie as well, right? But here he is building a relationship with his daughter, not even knowing that's his daughter. The amount of guilt, All right. So let me back up just a little bit. So the story surrounds Campbell, who's a journalist, and she has to deliver a good story for the Christmas season. She begins thinking through ideas, and she's thrown off by a phone call from her biological father's wife. I can't remember her name, by the way. Um, she's her biological father's wife invited her to join them for the Christmas season, and for her to meet her father for the first time. And Campbell had reservations about meeting with her biological father, but it kind of shifted as soon as she heard her biological sisters in the background, right? And naturally, her hearing that, it's like she's hearing things like she's hearing another family. And I could imagine like what's going through her mind, like, oh my God, he has a family, he has other children, and what is that dynamic like? And she just, her curiosity started then, right? And this curiosity led her to take the wife up on her offer, and she heads to the town of Pierre Noel. At the same time, her boss encourages her to pursue the story she pitched about a small town. He happened to see something on her computer, like her first draft on the computer with the title page, and he's like, "Hey, are you ready to pitch this?" Anyway, she heads to Pierre Noel, and as she's introduced to her biological father, she panics and she withholds who she truly is. She introduces herself as a journalist writing a story about a small town and the warmth of the Christmas season in that town and the celebration and family. And then the story develops from there, with Campbell wrestling with keeping her identity a secret or revealing who she is to Everett. And she's also confronted by Jackson, who evolves into her love interests. Um, yeah. All right. So that's the premise of the story. I thought this was a great movie. I liked the story and how it unfolded. The performances were great. I liked the cadence of the movie. It moved along and it had a good pace. I didn't drift. Jaicy Elliot was really good in this too. I was a fan of her since her Hallmark movie lead debut in Romance and Style. I really like that movie as well. And I think she has another good one under her belt. As the story about Everett was revealed, and Everett, remember, he's Campbell's biological father, as his story was revealed, it was just so touching. We saw him think about the daughter he gave up. That scene when they came home to see all of them asleep on the couch after watching a movie. Um, his wife asked if he thought about her, meaning his daughter he doesn't know, or left behind. Um, and that was a touching scene. On the other hand, this secret throughout the movie and her getting to know him on the premise, of her being a reporter, it is dishonest. And I felt for Everett in that sense. And then Campbell asking him so many questions of Everett. This was tough to watch, right? Because I'm like, I kept talking to the screen saying, just tell him, Campbell. Go ahead, just tell him. And it just kept getting deeper and deeper. And there seemed to be a few opportunities for her, or many opportunities, I should say, throughout the movie for her to tell him, but they kept getting interrupted. When Campbell was on the phone with her mom and asked her to walk through why her father left when she was 2, I found that to be a pivotal moment in the movie. Especially after she heard, like following that call, she hid behind the bushes because she heard Everett and his wife come out. Um, and she heard the story Everett told his wife about the last time he saw her at her play. She was 2 years old. And at that time, he just decided that she was happier in the life she was in and didn't need him. And he made that assumption or made that determination after he saw her finish her play and then run and jump into her dad, the man she grew up with, into his arms, right? And that just, to him, he says, she looks so happy. I don't want to disrupt that. So I'll just leave it be and just let her go. And that was also a moving moment in the movie. I really felt that emotion when he was saying that as well, or it's saying that line in the movie. The romance between Campbell and Jackson, I think that was okay. I kind of felt I didn't pick up on what drew them together romantically. But then I said, okay, it's okay. I'll roll with it. It's Hallmark. They had a nice kiss, right? Um, I would have liked to know more in context, or have more context around when Campbell changed her mind to come back. And this was towards the end of the movie. I cried. The last 10 and 15 minutes was so touching. I did get emotional. It was really good acting. I liked it. I was into it. I believed it. Oh, I really like this movie. This cast was so good. I really, really enjoyed this movie. I liked the story. I liked how it kept me on edge every time she was this close to revealing who she was. And the way she revealed it in the movie, I really liked that as well. And his reaction to it, I was confused at first, but then it ended well. I liked it. Um, oh yeah, I like the Christmas in the movie as well. The town celebration, the family cooking together, the scenery. I felt Christmas had a presence in the movie too. I recommend this movie. It's a great watch. It's worth seeing. While the story of Campbell wanting to meet her biological father was pretty heavy, I didn't feel overwhelmed with sadness, right? I did feel nervous a lot. Like I said, the closer she was to telling Everett, I just was on edge, like, oh my goodness, how is he going to react? Is she going to tell him this time? But in the end, I really felt uplifted. I liked how the movie ended. This was a good one. My Southern Family Christmas. Have you seen the movie? What did you think? You have to let me know your thoughts in a comment below. And that's all I have. So be sure to come back and give me a listen. I'd love for you to like, share, follow, comment, and subscribe, all of which will help my channel grow. So thank you in advance. My name is Danielle. You're listening to Chatter Out Loud. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, I appreciate your support. And that's all I have. Thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.